welcome back to the first show of Chicago Tomahawk. I'm your host, Mike Pree, and I'm joined with my co-host, Matt Rizudis. And we're going to talk hockey, more specifically Blackhawks hockey. We're going to sprinkle in a little bit of the rest of the NHL, and then we're going to take it from there. So today was the opening of the NHL 56-game season, 4 divisions. Matt, did you hear what they're calling them? Are they really calling them by sponsored division names?
Yes, I heard that on NHL radio today, and they're all pretty much just saying the Central, the Canadian, the East, and the West. Okay. But that's what I'm calling it. I'm not.
Yeah, I heard that they were calling like Honda, Mass Mutual, and like a couple other names or whatever.
No thanks.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Yeah.
So, anyways, to get on to the Hawks, obviously we both watched the game tonight. It wasn't pretty, but I don't think that it was as big of a disaster as I thought that it was going to be. The offense, I think, really struggled, but I thought that the defense was actually pretty decent. More specifically, Ian Mitchell, considering it's his first NHL game. And, he's been talked about for a while, especially last year. They wanted him to come up. He didn't. And he's wearing number 51, I believe. And
I thought he was Campbell.
Yeah, I thought he was too, man. Yeah, looking at him, I'm like, oh, man, Soupy's back out there. But I thought that he did pretty well. He seemed to assert himself pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, he looked noticeable, but I think, like you said, the defense was okay, but I think that game could have been easily 10-0 if Subban, he did play good.
Yeah, he did. I think he got some of the jitters out at the beginning, but I think that he settled in the rest of the game.
I got him marked down probably that second goal that was kind of flopping all over the place. He could have had that one.
He lost the puck.
The rest of them, no way. You ain't stopping that Stamkos hammer time.
Yeah, you're not stopping that.
He looked good. I think he saved the defense a lot. But he did look good. Mitchell looked good. Bovquist, I noticed Olchek, and I think Brian Boucher was in the glass. He was saying, wow, this kid is missing his checks and he's taking some stupid penalties, and it killed him.
It did.
He looked bad tonight, I'd say.
Yeah.
Probably the worst Hawk.
Wow.
And my opinion. But I think that fourth line looked good.
Yeah, they did.
And I think Shaw looked good, too, coming back. Good to see him back. And he almost had a nice one-timer, but that big save, second period, Matt Vasilevsky, he was on. And that goal that Strome scored is good confidence builder. But
yeah, that was total luck, which is what he needs a bit. One thing that really gets me about Shaw is that he always seems to be unbalanced. If he gets, nudged a little bit, you'll see him fly off of his skates. I don't know if he's not that small of a guy, but it just seems that he's moved off his skates really easily.
Shaw, I thought, when that icing happened, that it looked like he hit the guy when the whistle blew. I was like, oh no, here we go. I thought he got away with that one. Even Olchek said he got away with that unsportsmanlike. And I was like, oh God, he's been off for a year and he's coming right back to this.
Yeah. And I don't want that. I want him to kind of, especially if he wants to stay in the league, considering, the concussion issues that he has, man. I mean, he looked to be at the right place at the right time in front of the net right there. But he had a couple defensive plays, too, that I thought were pretty impressive. He still has...
That first pass he made, that was a great pass to that Suter, I want to say.
Pius Suter,
period.
And Suter tried to deke him and then went backhand.
Yes, I was like, wow, who passed that? That looked like a Kane pass, and it was Shaw.
That was off the backhand, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just he's going to need some time, but you cannot take penalties on this team.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Especially if we're playing this team 8 times.
Yeah.
And you take a penalty, they're going to score.
Yeah.
That's just their
puck movement.
They're too talented.
The puck movement was just too good, man. At one end of the ice. One thing that I absolutely hate with I'm kind of all over the place, but I'll just get back to that later. One thing that I wanted to point out was that it seemed like DeBrincat was on a mission tonight, and I appreciate that because he's a little snake bitten. He was snake bitten last year, practically all year, had a hard time getting goals, but he was out there, he was hitting guys today, and he was taking shots. Where do you think that he needs to go this year to get back to scoring?
Well, I think it's going to help playing with Kane, since it's like I think it's their team. Kane and DeBrincat are pretty much our offense right now. And my opinion, I think that he should get him back on track. Kane was on a mission too. I noticed him skating hard.
Yeah, he was.
I think there was a delayed penalty, I want to say, and Kane went coast to coast right down the middle, and the end of the period happened.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Kane actually got tripped, and I thought, whoa, he might have drew another penalty here, and they didn't call it. But DeBrincat, I noticed, was skating hard tonight, and I think playing with Kane, and they just got to get some chemistry,
Yeah.
He should get I could see him getting 30. Well, in the short season, I think 20 is probably like a 30,
Yeah.
But
56
it's just going to
games.
be so tough. Like we were talking about in our private texts, I thought the Hawks should have made a splash and claimed Tyler Johnson.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just because the guy scores goals and he could play, and we got Strome.
He's not a number one center.
No, I don't even think he's a number two.
Yeah.
But it's just what a rebuild looks like. We're gonna be seeing probably 30 different players come and go until we find the right one.
Yeah.
But I think they need some center help for sure. Like you said too, the faceoffs weren't great. But I mean, who else do we have at center?
Right.
So
really nobody. And who did you say Dubois is not happy in Columbus?
No, I've been hearing for weeks now. Well, when he signed, I think he signed a 2-year deal at $10 million, and he signed a deal and he said, I don't want to be here. And I'm thinking, well, why are you signing the dotted line in there, bud?
Yeah. It's only 2 years,
and
man.
And then Torts came on was on a article today saying, he doesn't want to be here and blah, blah, blah. And I think that's actually brilliant on Torts' part.
Yeah.
To get it off him and the GM and put it on the player,
right.
Now he's going to have to deal with it. But they're saying that the Jets want to swap the Patrick Laine.
Really?
But I think that would be a complete huge mistake by the Blue Jackets, because they can't keep players. You're going to trade for this guy, and you're going to lose him. You're going to lose Laine too. There's no way he's going to stay. And if he's not happy in Winnipeg, he's not going to be happy in Columbus.
Yeah.
So I just think that's not a wise move on either part. Unless it's for picks, that way you can build your team again. But it's got to be first-round picks. That's just me.
Especially since Columbus they're a pretty good team right now. I think it would be a step backwards for them.
This he's like a solid number one, and he was playing with Panarin and what's that kid's name? Not ringing a bell. Cam Atkinson.
Right.
He scored 40 with him, I think, and that was a solid line, But obviously, Breadman left and Bobrovsky left, and they still found a way to make the playoffs. I give them a lot of credit. They can't keep their players.
Yeah. Do you think Tortorella might be the problem?
No, not at all. I'm a huge fan.
No, I know you're.
I would absolutely love playing for that.
No, I know that you're a big Tortorella fan, but I mean, like for younger players that are not used to that kind of a coach, because he's a little. I wouldn't say he's not exactly in your face, but he's more of a.
He wants hard work.
Yeah, he does, and a lot of guys they can't or I would say a lot of younger players can't handle that type of stuff.
No, I would, like I said, I played. I would love if he was my coach. He fights for you, and when you mess up, and he's going to let you know about
Sure.
it. And that makes you better. And I think Marty St. Louis said he was probably one of his favorite coaches, and he knows how
Martin
to win.
St. Louis, he was a small guy, but he was a tough guy though too.
And he said they butt heads a lot, but he said we respected each other and we just kept going to work. And I know that the captain of the Blue Jackets, I think Foligno's had a good relationship with Tortorella and says they get along fine. And I wish we had a coach like that. I think our guy is new, obviously young guy, but he's just seems like a church mouse. He's quiet. And you want to see some fire sometimes.
I don't even think
Coach Q would get mad.
Yeah. Yeah, grab his crotch.
Yeah. Bush League.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even think they showed. I don't even think they showed Colin tonight. I was just gonna
say that.
I didn't see him.
I saw him once when he had his mask on. That's the only time I saw him, and he looked like a kid that was scratched.
Yeah.
And on the team, he's so young looking. He looks like I was just scratched tonight. Oh wait, I'm the coach.
Yeah. Right.
And I didn't agree with his 2-year extension, like I told you. Now, like say we go 0-10. Let's just say it could happen.
Right.
You extended this guy for 2 years. Okay.
Right.
So what are you going to do with him now? Something's got to be changed. What are you going to do? So there's some good coaches out there,
They really put themselves into a hole, because I understand that
doesn't make
that
sense.
They're trying to rebuild, but there's just so many moving parts right now. We have, Crowley Crawford just retired, and so we have a goalie. We have a goalie issue. One of our franchise players isn't playing because he has a medical issue, undisclosed, and so he's not playing. We have. I'm just going to say it. We have no centers. This is going to be another year of wasting Patrick Kane's talent.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of kids on defense, and
make a lot of mistakes, and it's going to happen.
And a lot of question marks on offense. And it kind of begs the question: what's going on here? It kind of seems like everything was kind of just thrown together in a way where, they wanted to bring up their biggest prospects and kind of just see what happens. I think that they need a couple more veteran presence, some more veteran presence on the team to help steer this in the right direction. Because maybe Colleton needs that, man. Maybe Colleton needs some vets in there to tell him like, hey, this is where we're going wrong, and we need leadership in this kind of way from a coach,
Yeah, well, I don't know about you, but this is the first I've heard Seabrook retweaked his back, and I heard this in the intermission.
Yeah.
And after that's the first I've heard of it.
Me too.
I didn't see any reports on it or anything, and it's like, come on,
Yeah.
It's like I feel management just sometimes treats the fans like we're idiots, like we're not stupid. This guy. They probably knew he wasn't going to be playing, and we should have got another defenseman, of at least a guy that has over 100 games played.
Yeah.
But oh man, it's rough. And then you extend the coach for 2 years. Why? He didn't even play a game yet. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Prove it, dude.
Yeah, I think Siebes is having the issues that he's having they're just going to be mounting up from so many games played.
Yeah. Those playoff battles. Oh, yeah.
He's
Over
played probably the equivalent of at least 1 or 2 extra seasons. Well, actually, if you take into account the caliber of hockey that's played at the playoff level, we could easily say he's played 2 extra seasons. Same thing for Kane and Taves and Keith.
Well, yeah, even Jarmelson, you don't hear too much about him in Phoenix because I think he's just shot too.
Yeah, I think he's been having injury issues.
I want to say those Western Conference battles they had against like the Ducks, that was a rough series.
It was.
What was that, 2015? And I think that took a lot of life out of those guys.
Yeah, Vancouver too. It
Oh
was like
yeah,
a
yeah.
death match for a few years there every time they
It
played.
was just, I mean, every whistle there was a scrum, and it's just that weighs on you.
Yeah, it
And
does.
Seabrook and Keith, they were playing what, like
Keith was playing like
20
28
20
minutes.
minutes a game?
Yeah.
That's crazy for a guy like Seabrook too. He's not. I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a warrior,
Yeah.
but he's obviously not a skater like Keith is.
Right.
Keith, even tonight, I mean, I'm like, dang, Keith is still out there and he's moving fast.
Yeah.
And I think just some of those guys just got that gift. I think Seabrook he's smart, but he's slow. And then you have Keith, who is fast, but sometimes will make a boneheaded play.
Yeah.
But he's so fast, he can recover.
Yeah, and that's probably why he does that is
yeah.
because of his speed, and it's probably why Siebes is so smart because he's never been one of the fastest guys, you know, but he always always put himself in a good position.
And he scored huge goals.
Right. Yeah, he did.
Always OT, that comeback against Calgary that one year, 2010, I think it was, when I was at the game and my wife said, we're leaving. And they come back and win, the best comeback ever.
Oh, man.
And I think Siebes scored that game winner, I want to say. Then that game against Detroit in I think it was 2013.
Okay.
Game 7. Just Siebes right up the middle, blows it by Jimmy Howard, and Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
But I just think those games are catching up to these guys.
Yeah. So where do you think, we'll start off with the offense and defense, and then we'll get into special teams. Where does the offense go from here? From what you saw tonight, do you think that they just need more familiarity with each other on the ice? Matthew Highmore was out there trying to make a difference. I noticed him a lot. I didn't notice Janmark a lot. Matthias Janmark, I didn't notice him a lot.
I didn't notice many. I noticed that fourth line out there. They were making some good plays early, and then they kind of faded away. But because the Hawks couldn't keep the puck, like Tampa was just putting on a clinic.
Yeah.
Kane looked noticeable when he had a chance with the puck, and you know what I noticed about Kane too? He was back checking.
Yeah, he was
full speed. Like it reminded me of Hossa, like you said before.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it's good to see. Like, you know, you're the star on the team, and you're doing that. That rubs off on these young guys.
Yeah.
But I guess you got to just keep them together and gain chemistry. That's one thing I hated about Q.
Yeah.
He would,
split people
he
up.
would change the lines up, and it's like, whoa, who's this guy with now, and who's this guy with? I think like in his time here, he kept one line together, Ladd, Bolin, and Havlat. Remember that? I think it was 09. That was the only line that stuck the whole year, and they were money.
Yeah.
But I think they need to gain some chemistry, and hopefully we see something good. I think Florida's kind of a weaker team this year. It'll kind of be more evenly matched. I think Tampa today they're just too powerful, you know.
Well, they just won the cup, and they should be, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're talking about a team
down.
that's that's trying to rebuild versus a team that just won a cup and they're missing one guy.
I think they're going to be fine without him all year. The goalie makes a difference.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, this guy was making some big saves.
Yeah, he was.
But yeah, I've been a fan of him for a while, and I remember when they got rid of Bishop, I was like, "Damn, this kid's going to take off."
Yeah.
And I think we played him 2015. He came in a game, and I think he was like the youngest goalie to ever be in the final, and he played well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played well against the Hawks, and I was like, "This kid's going to be good."
We still beat him.
We still beat him, but this kid's got some Vesnas. He's got his cup now.
Yeah.
He's got paid.
Yeah.
And he looks solid.
Yeah.
But we'll see how he looks against, like a team like Dallas. That's kind of still close, but I think they took a step back too. So we'll see. I think this division is for Tampa. I mean, I probably would say it's the easiest division. I think the Canadian division is going to be competitive.
Yeah, you should get a subscription to watch those games.
Oh my gosh, I heard that the Maple Leafs came back today, and they're picking them to win the cup.
Really?
And they're picking them to come out of the top of this Canadian division. But I think that Montreal could give them a run though.
What about Calgary?
'Cause they
Hold on. We're moving. We're going into the weeds. Hold on. Let's
right.
go back.
We'll do that.
Yeah. Let's finish the Hawks defense. Where do you think the Hawks defense goes from today?
It's going to be rough, man. I think it's hard to say. I think Keith looked okay. He makes mistakes, but obviously the new kid we got for Saad, Zadorov, he didn't look noticeable to me.
Yeah.
Dahan, he looked okay actually. Dahan, he looked like he was hitting, making some good passes.
Yeah.
Mitchell looks young, but they're going to make mistakes.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of growing pains, I think. But I remember when Siebes and Keith were rookies, and they made mistakes too, and it was a rough season that season too.
Yeah.
I want to say that was 06, but but you could tell like some of these guys they were gifted, and Mitchell looks like he's going to be a good player.
Right. What about the PK?
When you got young guys, well, Connor, what do you think about Connor Murphy? I'm not sold on him or anything, really.
I think that he's average, and I think that he's okay. I think that maybe he provides leadership to the younger guys, but but
he didn't look noticeable to me either.
Yeah.
Until he got tripped or hooked in that penalty they got. But
yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more from him, because it seems like in some games he shows up, and then there's other games where he's not very noticeable.
Like today, and then Bovequist obviously was. I think he's like small. He's a smaller guy, but he does some stuff. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Why do you even need to cut this guy off and take an interference penalty like that? He's fine.
Yeah.
Just grab. His responsibility is in front of the net, and he's like wandering, and this is what causes.
Yeah, yeah. I think that
happens.
I think positionally he needs a lot of work.
Yeah, but I think defense it's going to be a rough year, and maybe we'll get lucky and acquire somebody that could kind of show these kids the way. I know Keith can't do it himself. Siebes would really be helping this team, but like he's slow too, and he's tired. These guys are beat up, and so I think it's going to be a long season with our defense. We'll see, but I guarantee you it's going to be shuffling up like crazy. It's going to be a couple different call-ups probably, but it's going to be like Brian Boucher said, it's going to be very busy nights for our goaltender.
Yeah. The power play, I think, just needs a ton of work because it looked bad. Yeah. And the penalty kill.
I think they looked good. The first power play they had, they actually impressed me. They were moving the puck fast. They won the faceoffs. Yeah. I think they only got 2 shots, but I was surprised with the passing. I was like, "Whoa, man, they're moving it like they know what they're doing here."
Yeah.
And
that was the first power play.
DeBrincat and Kane were kind of rocking a little bit, going back and forth, and I Tampa cleared it with probably a couple seconds left, and I'm like, man, it was something to build off of,
Yeah.
But obviously, it didn't work out.
Yeah, I'm really tired of the someone skates up, gets past the red line, and then dumps it all the way back 2 lines back into their own zone for someone else to carry it up.
Yeah,
this hasn't worked all last season. I don't know why they're still doing this. This must be called in system or something.
Well, remember Q started that, but we had 2 defensemen at the time, Campbell and Keith, that could just carry the puck and turn around and set it up. That's how good they were, untouched, But sometimes you got to chip and chase, and you just got to get it deep and beat the guy there and put pressure on him so he can't clear it, and hopefully your D keeps it in, and then you work it.
Yeah.
But I think the only guy that could carry the puck in now is Kane. But teams are onto this. They know Kane is going to be getting that pass, like you said, dropping back.
Yeah.
Kane's got such good vision. He's going to find a hole and get in.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody else can do that, honestly.
Yeah. They said that Mitchell can carry the puck pretty well, and Boquist is supposed to be able to do that, but I don't think they trust him to do that yet.
I don't think he trusts himself
Yeah,
either
probably.
because yeah. Well, what do you think about the goaltenders?
I'd like to see Subban with the way he played tonight. I think he needs a little bit more awareness of the puck around him,
Yeah,
but I don't think that he looked bad, and I think that he was a little nervous, and I think that he just needs a little time to get settled in. I think if we give him 10 straight starts, let him get a feel and get into a rhythm. Maybe he gets into a rhythm, starts shutting teams down. You never know.
yeah,
Delia, this is
yeah.
his first full year up to the NHL. He's got about 16 games experience, I believe. I don't see a problem with him backing up Subban, giving him a good opportunity to play. I think if Subban had an opportunity and he knows, I don't have somebody breathing down my neck, I can relax and
Yeah, like a Marc-Andre Fleury. Yeah.
and play the game. I'll be all right. So that's what I think. But I think that they want to give Lincoln a look though too.
I think they should keep going. I would put Delia in next game, see what he can do, and just what do you got to lose here? I mean, see who's going to take the ball and go with it. I think what's his name? Subban looked good, except for that second goal where it was like just a weird.
It went
Kinda
off
like
his skate. It went back
fluke
into his legs,
bounce.
and yeah.
He kind of left his post too early, and that's what happened. I mean,
Yeah.
that happens. But that one tip, the guy tipped it. I forget his name, Shirelli, I think.
Yeah.
That was a great tip. There's no way you're stopping that.
Yeah.
And a Stamkos cannon, no way. But he made some unbelievable saves. I want to say against what was that save with the paddle? I think it was Patrick Maroon. I want to say
Was that was the third period?
Kill.
Was that the third period?
Something. Yeah, man, and that's something you want to see. You're losing bad,
Sure.
and he's still
playing.
He's giving it his all. Yeah, I think he's going to be a good goalie. We just got to give him a shot here, and we'll see. I don't like that he's wearing number 30, obviously, but
I don't like Boquist is wearing 27.
yeah, Jr.
Yeah.
And then Suter's wearing 24, and I'm like, man, that's Bob Probert's
I know,
number. Come
man.
on now.
I know.
You got to be tough.
Yeah, you do. You do. I was actually thinking the same thing.
Yeah, but then again, Havlet wore it. So
yeah, and Havlet was hurt every 3 games.
True, I'm hurt. Yeah, so yeah.
Well, cool, man. Where do you stand on the rest of the NHL? So I said we'd sprinkle in a little bit of the rest of the NHL. The Avalanche have horrible jerseys. Looking at them, they were absolutely horrific to look at.
Hurt my eyes.
I can't believe that they would do that.
It's weird. Yeah, it's really weird. When they switched over the channel, they showed. I saw Saad. I'm like, all right,
man,
Saad, we're number 20.
Yeah.
And that Burkowski just ripped a freaking cannon by Binnington.
Okay.
And I was like, I can't even enjoy the goal because of that freaking blue coming at me or whatever.
Yeah, it was brutal, man. Is that
there's a light in there?
Is that their new jerseys, or is that their third jersey?
I think that's their home jersey. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. These teams, they change their jerseys. They think hey, if we change it, maybe we'll win.
Yeah.
I liked them last year. I like the old school 90s ones. Even the Colorado going down the
those are okay.
The chest, those are cool. But yeah, but you know what? They're a favorite. They're a favorite to win the cup. Actually, I've heard a lot of people today, like Mike Rupp, Mike Johnson. They think it's going to be Toronto, Colorado.
Really?
And a couple people think Toronto. Vegas, which I could see. Vegas is still a good team.
I don't know, man.
But I am not sure yet with the West.
McKinnon's an animal, man.
He is. I'm a big fan of him. Big fan.
He's a straight up animal.
The only thing not sure about is Colorado's goaltending. I know Philip Grubauer, I think, was Washington's backup when they won. Which he's good, but I don't know in the playoffs. We'll see. I think Anderson from Toronto's got a lot of experience, but he's been known to choke.
Yeah.
But I think it could be Tampa again. Very well. They might get Cooch back, and they're going to be more scary,
Well,
So
hopefully it's not
we will see.
it's not Toronto versus Tampa, because that'd be a little confusing.
Oh, with the colors.
Yeah, they'd have to do something, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be weird. I never thought of that. Yeah, they'd have to put on the St. Pat's jerseys, the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. Anything else happening?
Well, what about the East?
What about it?
I'm hearing that people are picking Philly. Actually,
Philly, yeah, the first team. Well, not I want to say the first team, but obviously there's been a new captain thing going on this year. We got 7 new captains.
That's right.
And Philly has a captain, but they have 2 alternate captains. I don't know why they're doing that, because that doesn't make any sense to me. But Giroux is still the captain.
I know that. Yeah, he's still good. I think he's still a good player.
Yeah.
That Patrick Nolan played. I don't know if it's kind of been a big story. He's been out for about a year with migraine issues, but he looked good today.
Wow.
And he was a pick. I think he was actually picked before a couple guys, Quinn Hughes, I think.
Oh, really?
And
Quinn Hughes is a beast.
I think somebody on Vancouver.
Is it Quinn Hughes?
He was like, yeah, he's good.
He's on Vancouver, right?
Yeah, his brother
Jack
on New Jersey.
They might have gotten the scouting report mixed up.
Yeah, they might have. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, New Jersey's going to have a rough year, I think, too. I think with Crawford kind of throwing the retirement card real quick on them.
Yeah.
They're scrambling for. I think Crawford, if he was with us, he would give us a chance to win every night. Honestly, even like Leonard. Last year he was standing on his head, and we weren't the best team, but he would keep us in games. I think these 2 young goalies that we got, it's going to be tough. I mean, it's asking a lot to do that.
Yeah.
But I think New Jersey is in that same boat now, and it's going to be rough for them, I think, too.
Crawford probably got in on the airport, walked out, and was like, "No, I'm not doing this."
He's like, yeah, I don't think so. I did this last year. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Phil, how are the Pens looking?
From what I watched tonight, that game was close. I want to say it was tied with like 7-8 minutes left, and Philly just kind of exploded. They got like 3 goals, I want to say, in a couple minutes.
Wow.
Jimmy, or no, I keep saying Jimmy Hayes. It's Jimmy Hayes,
for
right?
Philadelphia, I think it's Kevin Hayes.
I see. I remember both the Hayes brothers. We had
we
both
did.
at one time. Yeah.
Kevin Hayes has got an ego problem.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Where's he at now?
I thought Kevin Hayes
is he sent down?
was on.
Is he done?
Wait. Kevin Hayes is on Philadelphia, and I thought Jimmy was on the Rangers.
Jimmy got traded to the Jets last year.
Let's see.
No, 2 years ago. He went to the Jets, like a playoff rental type of guy, and
Penguins.
Then he ended. Kevin is
Jimmy.
Okay, I got him confused. Kevin's the better one, obviously, right? He's on Philly, and I think he was traded by the Rangers to, I want to say, the Jets, and he was like a rental guy, and he ended up signing with Philly, and I thought that was a good pickup for those guys, and he scored. He looked good today. Carter Hart looked okay. Here's
a little run down memory lane. Remember when Jimmy and Andrew Shaw came up together, and they both scored goals in like the first 4 games? Like they kept scoring.
Yeah, I remember when we called Shaw up there, it was kind of just to see, and the guy kind of just said, "No, I'm not going back down."
Yeah,
And
he came up. He came up with Jimmy Hayes. They both came up together.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't remember that. I think Jimmy ended up going to Florida, I want to say, right?
I think
I think Dale wanted him back.
Yeah.
I think he picked him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Shaw came up, and then he never went back down until that lockout.
Yeah.
He ended up going back down. I actually watched a game. Him and Letty went back down to Rockford.
Just to play.
I was like, just to play,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was good to see him. And he stood out. Nick Letty stood out.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I wanted to ask you? Brandon Perry, what did you think of him?
He was okay.
I'm a fan of him just because last year we went to a Wolves game and we were in the penalty box, and he skated all the way up to the box, opened the door, and gave my two sons pucks.
Really?
And I was like, oh, that was cool. He didn't have to do
Yeah.
that. And I know when he gets called up, he does pretty well. He's like with Vegas, he would score goals, and I know from reading the Vegas like the fan forums, I go on Hockey Buzz a lot, and they were like, wow, how is this guy not on here? He's consistent, and it's just he never worked out for him.
Yeah.
But I think he looked pretty good today. He's kind of on the smaller end, but
Yeah.
I mean, for this year, I guess it's good to have a guy with a little bit of experience. He's played a couple leagues now and up and down and been on a couple different teams. I think he'll help some of these young guys out.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
I thought he looked
you got to
okay.
make the best of what you got.
Yeah, I thought he looked okay. But I'm really excited to see like where it's going to be after like 5 games, to have an idea.
Yeah, we'll learn a lot more.
Yeah. But hey, man, that's all I got today. What about you?
Yeah, that's it. I'm looking forward to. I think we're playing the Panthers next.
No, I think Tampa on Friday.
The next.
Yeah,
game.
Tyler Johnson cleared waivers. I believe he's
right,
playing on Friday for Tampa, and we got one more against them.
And then we got Coach Q.
That's right.
I know. And they don't know about Bobrovsky starting yet. I guess they're not saying anything. Maybe he had COVID or something.
Yeah.
But he's another good Russian goalie we're going to have to get behind. So
Yeah, no, maybe we should start scouting Russian goalies.
that's what I said. Russian or Finns.
Yeah.
These Swedes, anything.
No more Russian forwards, just Russian goalies.
There's not too many good Canadian goalies anymore. There's Carey Price and Holtby and who else?
Yeah.
Quick's getting old. He's American.
Yeah, he's getting old.
Jimmy Howard's done.
He's done, man.
It's like Crawford's done. It's like, oh man, we got to get some goalies in this North American area.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, man.
All these.
All right, everybody. That's all that we got for you today. This is Mike and Matt out.